Stop. Watch till the end. There's the most crazy story in the end. If you like such Reddit stories, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Long distance cheater romance. So here is an abridged story. We're gonna call him Jim. Jim gets my number, and with our traveling careers, it makes it impossible to meet up for almost a year. Has constantly trying to get work in my main city, but I also travel for work, so it just didn't work out until late October, November time. He gets time in my cities and we are still chatting and see each other. Then he finally travels to me in him days off and things start happening. Everything is magical and we are really into each other. He goes back home after a month of training in a different city. He politely says he wants to call me at a certain time, and out of respect, I allow that to happen the first couple days. Shortly later, I realize he's calling me from his car every time he calls. I make a mental note but don't think about it. Later, he travels to my city, and at dinner, he tells me how he and his ex-wife are roommates and that she lives in another city but hasn't taken all of her stuff yet from the house and freely comes and goes. That is paying her alimony and whatnot. Then he invites me to his home to meet his cat and show me around his city. I oblige and we have a great time, but I def notice how it's clear a woman seems to live in the house. I ask him about the Christmas decorations and he assures me he was the one who did it. Or the collection of mugs on the bookshelf. Clearly a basic bitch thing, not a manly thing. I go home after this weekend trying to want to believe what he's saying, mind you we've shared location by this point. So I can see he's coming and going from his home. So I decide to call him when he just gets home. First time. Well, his iPad upstairs goes off while he's in the garage. The wife not act sees someone is FaceTiming her husband and goes down to the garage to ask him who is calling. He immediately hangs up the phone me, so I of course keep calling. He messages me it's the neighbor and he will call me back. Like fuck no, it ain't the neighbor. The neighbor won't be asking who is calling. If anyone out there wonders is they should stay or leave, just leave. I can tell you after thinking that maybe he was lying to me because he wanted to protect me from it all because he loved me that much. No, this is the case. Has been gaslighting me ever since, and it's bullshit. I know because I can verify my claims, not only when she found me and the things that happened there, but also with my own research. Said I'm still in this relationship hoping it will get better. They're now nearing the end of the divorce, but he just created all this turmoil throughout the whole process that made me terribly unnecessarily stressed at a critical time in my career, and now I'm hating myself for allowing it in my life. I wish I would have walked away when I found out about it all. I'm still with him thinking things will get better and we move in together this week. Like the divorce finalizing, and a month later is my end marker on continuing or not. If he's still lying to me, I'm out. He tried to minimize Valentine's Day and then spent it there packing stuff for the move, which could be legitimate, but he also made sure to groom himself before going out there. Makes me think there's more going on than he's sharing, and has still buying her expensive gifts during the divorce. Verified. I can't decide if it's to keep her at peace or what else he would keep doing that for and not getting anything for me except cheap dinners. It's all making me feel very bitter and devalued. I hate it, and when I express it to him, he just denies it and tries to throw in stuff I shared him from my history. Like, this conversation is about you right now, mister. Stop, leave or stay. Need help. To start, my 25F boyfriend, 26M, works in government office. Has one of the youngest people in the office. In our country, almost everyone who works in the government are seniors. Their culture is like they're all family and those kind of stuff. He has a history of talking to other girls. So when he started working there, I'm really not that worried. I'm not worried at all since my dad's friend helped him get in. Last December 2022, I met as a vice-mate over a Korean BBQ dinner. They are friendly but most of them gives me a judgy look. I assume because I'm a city girl, but there's this one guy, whom I will name Mark, just even try to look like he likes me. I found it sketch. While Mark is grilling the BBQ, I heard him tell my boyfriend, "Where's the other girl?" It sounds better on my language. Deep down I know who Mark is talking about, but I let it slide. Maybe he just likes to joke around. January came. I read through my boyfriend's conversation with the other girl, and I was so shocked because they're saying "I love yous." Mind you, BF likes to send ILs to his friends, but this one I find very sketchy. And the girl responded with a flirty text. I know that girl has a boyfriend, so again I let it slide. But I did confronted him and actually broke up. Stupid me, gave him a chance. Yesterday, I found his old phone and I charged it. I used it for work because it has internet data, but then I saw a photo vault app that I haven't opened for a long time. So I opened it and got more curious because there's 2 new photos. Yes, I count and remember them. The photos are conversation between BF and the other girl with gift making out. It goes like this: "Girl, I wanna feel your lips, I wanna kiss you," with gift making out. Then BF replied with another gif. Then girl replied, "I want you to do it and squeeze me tight." I asked him just now if something happened between them, and of course the answer is no. Should I tell the girl's BF? Should I confront the girl? Here's the tea. Okay, this is my first time on Reddit, so I apologize for the extremely long, complicated situation I'm about to dive into, but I have no one to turn to and I need help. So 3 years ago I, 24F, got into a relationship with a guy, 24N. We basically lived the same childhood traumas, lots of siblings, we understood each other perfectly, we're soulmates, blah blah blah. About 10 months into the relationship we move in together. Fast forward to now, we still live together, and we have a 1-year daughter. Up until a few weeks ago I had zero doubt that we'd be together forever, that he would never ever cheat on me, and that this guy was soulmate, and that's it. End of discussion. Well, I've now found out that he's been Snapchat cheating on me for 7 months. I can't get into all that detail because it makes me want to puke, but there's multiple girls, and yeah, it's just bad. Now I'm going to try to skip over some details and get to the point of what I really need advice on. Last spring, he decided to get into the cattle market. We're poor FBW, so he's spending his paychecks on buying cows, and we're using my credit cards to live off of. I'm talking 5 credit cards that are only in my name, that I had before the relationship started. I always kept these paid off and used them in emergencies or to get the cashback rewards or whatever, and now they are all maxed out. I had a perfect credit score, which is now ruined because all these cards are at their max balances. We haven't made a single dime from the cows. He makes about $2,000 a month. We've barely been getting by, especially since the cards are now maxed out. I stopped working a couple months before having our daughter, so I'm completely reliant on him financially. And we're literally in the process of moving out of my brother's basement and into a house where I'd be taking care of his 5 younger siblings. That's a whole other story. Okay, anyways, I now have around 15,000 in debt in my name. He's getting around 4,000 back in Texas because he claimed me and our daughter as dependents. That money is supposed to go straight to the credit cards. But if I leave him now, he's probably not going to give me that money. Or he might. But I have no way of knowing. And child support wouldn't even cover the minimum monthly payments. I haven't confronted him about the cheating because I want to wait until he gets the tax refund and I pay off a little bit of the debt he's gotten me into. But tonight I found a conversation he had with one of the girls that pushed me over the edge, and I just want to scream at him and confront him right freaking now. I call them girls because no woman would ever do this kind of thing with a guy they know is in a relationship, and they know. So I'm trying to keep my cool, like I have been for the past few weeks, and just play dumb and pretend I don't know what he's doing.